and welcome back to Pathfinder and the Wrath of the Righteous. Thank you for joining us tonight, whether it's live on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday or on YouTube at 9 p.m. when we have a video to release. We've been walking around the encampment after progressing out of Act 1, and everyone keeps stopping me to talk, like Grandma Gretlin, the director, one of the people we saved in the marketplace back in Act 1. So I figured we'll go ahead and start our episode off. I have done a lot of reading mythic talent progression, mythic trait feats progression, and picked a lot of stuff for our party that I hope fits in well. Several of our casters, like Woljif and Nenio, I remember their name, have abundant casting. We have a really cool offensive leading strike, I think it was called, on Sela, and a few other surprises sprinkled in. For myself, I picked Mythical Beast, meaning that Hammond is now turned up to 11 in terms of his effectiveness. Hopefully. Anyway, I was stopped by these guys as I was walking through the camp. By the way, I did see the Count as I was walking through, and he let me know that our paths are probably drifting away from each other. The Count bought himself a sailboat and tends to have an adventure while I go off to get slaughtered. Those were his words and not mine. But thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we are doing a 24-hour charity stream on November 6th to raise money for the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando, Florida. And I hope you guys can stop by the stream at some point. I don't know when it's going to start. I've been a sleepy boy recently. My sleep schedule's been real bad. Grandma Gretlin, the director, a well-dressed old dwarf, is lecturing a motley company, shaking her ladle at them belligerently. Noticing you, she flings up her hands. Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We were the crew from the next-door theater company, the ones you saved in Canabris, back when you weren't your commanderness yet. As you can see, we've come on the campaign with you. We signed up to clean pots and mend soldiers' clothes. Keeping up a theater is expensive, so we all have to take side jobs. But we don't stop what we're doing. We're going to put on a play about your legendary feats. Wow! I hope they have a bear in it. Otherwise, I don't think it would be too accurate. Of course, the crowd scenes are difficult. We can't find the people to play the hordes of demons, and we decided against using a ritual to summon real demons. Well, that's good. Luckily, we have a Master Kim. He invented a way to solve this problem using sound. Kim, the Soundmaster, says, "We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned-out village." The glum and husky half-orc mumbles softly. "We put the piglets in a box and scare them a little, and the sound they make sounds just like demons approaching." Grandma says, "But the most important question is, of course, choosing the lead actor who will play the great Knight Commander. We had a right Barney over it, breaking a number of lances as well as a shovel, a rolling pin, and a set of back scratchers, but we couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us. We have two candidates that are most suited to the role. One will have the honor of conveying your heroism upon the stage, Commander." Is the Cyclops an actor? He's completely tame, believe me. Has a few issues with articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him a nice costume, wash him up, brush his hair. Truth be told, in our show, you mainly just make short, heroic exclamations at the fateful moment, like, "Onward!" or "We'll never give up!" or "My heart burns with courage." Lambkin can definitely handle that script. I want him. I want that guy. Don't you have any other actors who even vaguely resemble me? I don't need a theater like that. No, I want the Cyclops. That's who I want. That's my choice. What about this sweet half-elf? A candidate for my role? Of course! Lily is most impressed with you and wants the role very, very, very much. Difference in appearance don't matter. She's a wonderful dancer, which would allow us to introduce elements of the ballet into the play. Oh, I made my decision. I want the Cyclops. Wonderful. Sorry we took you away from all the important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsal. I mean, first we'll wash some pots and then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass old grandma now. Wow, a real-life Cyclops. A real-life Cyclops is gonna play me. I think he looks a lot like us, to be honest. I don't feel too bad about it. A group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So, picture this. My sword is by the fire. There's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. And I've sat in the bushes wearing just a mail shirt, wondering, what the blast do I do? An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. The recruit asked, what did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know, so they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword, and they spot me, so I jump over the fire wearing nothing but my mail shirt, and I grab my sword and yell in my big tough voice, "Oh, inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword shining, the goblins screamed. I jump to attack them, and they fight back. But I fought them off somehow. But ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. Seela takes a sip from the flask. That's some story. Hey, stop gulping. Leave some for us. Irabeth says, we've only just set off, and you're already drinking. And with the queen in the camp, stop this at once. The knight quickly snaps to attention. Seela raises the flask and says loudly, right you are, Commander Terrorblade. But we're but drinking to the queen's health. I'm not going to take a sip too. I'm also just not going to say anything. Seela can do whatever the fuck she wants. Allow me to remind you, Irabeth says, that you are in an army, not a band of mercenaries. Foolishness impairs discipline. Too much fun at the camp can start to turn into losses on the battlefield. With all due respect, Commander Terrorblade, I answer to the Knight Commander, not to you. The fact that we are fighting together doesn't give you the right to discipline me like a sergeant disciplines a recruit. Fuck! Seela, put the foot down. Hey, the beginning of a long road. I examined the camp. We did it. Hey, nice tent you have in here. Well, your Majesty. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the 5th Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendet appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits for her opportunity to reply. Her opponents to reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Daeran, our lost outpost within the Worldwound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Well, that's good. Keep their feet on the ground like the dwarfs.
A forced march to Daeran awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Danik.
A cleric? Queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman standing next to her. Is the halfling a cleric? You could come with me.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I'm not going to call him that.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Lyoter. That is a hard name to spell. It almost looks like a Lord of the Rings abbreviation.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons. I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it.
Oh, this is the historian, huh? Is she a bard? She sounds like a bard.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Oh, well, that guy. Yeah, sure.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, her trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
You know, Queen, I have to be honest. When I met you at the bar, I wasn't thinking you'd make me a commander of an army.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme. And beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it.
I hope you're right. I kind of don't know what my own story is now, after the revelation of how Act 1 started. I don't know how I came to be surrounded by demons. But hey, I guess maybe we'll find out.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Nerosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit.
Nerosian is going to be a pretty hard name to remember, but I'm going to do my best. I see that our new halfling friend doesn't have some fans in chat. Uh-oh. Is the sunny disposition a little bit too sunny for you?
These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning.
All right, I have a pretty...
and victories lie ahead.
I have a pretty positive outlook on things, but this is a good point. It's been decades, and no one's managed to retake the city. Why is it different now?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demons' plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris.
True.
We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
Are demons, when they die, are they killed or are they like sent to another plane kind of thing? Like as I'm slaughtering them, does their soul escape or are they dead? I don't know how the demon mythology works in this universe. What are your long-term goals?
Now you are talking like a real Knight Commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, We must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the abyss across the territory we call the Worldwound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed.
Okay.
The Worldwound is more than just a chain of portals to the abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the Worldwound was opened.
You think we'll have more success there?
The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the Worldwound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the Worldwound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the abyss.
Why do I get the feeling that I'm going to go to hell?
Wonderful.
Why did you say wonderful? Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined inside the Wardstone? Let's just start giving out that information.
I had guessed as much.
Really?
Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
I know I said this in an earlier episode, but I feel as though reading everything has really gotten me into the story more. But it's so nice when stuff is voice acted and you actually get some narrative delivered to you, or to me. It feels good.
Nevertheless,
a nice reprieve.
I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Kenobris and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a knight commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I'm just going to tell her everything. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Kenabris. I saw a vision of the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow, he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven. No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Fuck the light of heaven. I'm out. No light of heaven here. All right, the task is clear. Sounds good.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to.
Ooh.
It should be rather enjoyable.
What's that?
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
He's about to leave. I said that, right?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
Indeed he was.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio.
What?
Congratulations, Count.
That broke my brain. Commander, Field Attaché, and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Well, I guess you're not leaving, Count. Welcome back.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
Daeran's cool expression weavers, and he seems to not be fully cognizant of what is happening. That or he's holding himself tightly in check. What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you haven't given him this chance to serve the common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander. I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself.
Again, I want to stress, he was so excited about leaving. And he kept saying, like he said it 3 times, that I was going to walk into a slaughter. That's so funny. that he is now sworn to do that too. Dorkius, thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs.
Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Is particularly friendly very sarcastic? Does he not like the bard?
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
The Count offers a bow, either as a sign of respect or in order to hide his flushed face. Only the barest quiver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Iyomade help us.
May Iyomade help us. Do I ever have that chant feature? I can't do it, because if I alt-tab, the game minimizes. But in Tim's chat, I could do this thing where you could type /chant if you're a mod, and then it brings up a prompt for everyone in chat to just click on, and they repeat it. That would be fun for when, like, Iyomade watch over us moments. We could all get in on the prayer, the chant.
Nothing? Not even an apple? Get out of here.
But it's the truth. Why would I steal when kind people are so willing to share what they have?
Ooh, we went to sleep. And it looks like that may have progressed the game. The commander becomes a host to an anomalous force, and her dreams are filled with strange visions. She feels the space around her distorted, and her sensory organs are flooded by false images, bred by distortions of light and air. Reality itself tries to expel the commander into some dark tunnel, and the other end, a grim figure awaits. Her body resists this crude attempt to wrench it from reality. The unknown force finds a tangle in the commander's soul, one made of demonic rage and destructive desire. The stranger grabs at it and pulls like a hunter reeling in a harpoon. Troubled by the sudden intrusion, the dark and ominous force deep in the commander's soul answers with a menacing growl. It's just a dream. Let's do a perception check. Stare intently at the ghostly figure. The darkness conceals the stranger's appearance. Staring at the dark figure, the commander feels herself involuntarily leaning towards it. The attraction increases. Try to understand what's going on. It didn't pass. However, the commander has never encountered anything like this before. Oh. Responds eagerly to the call, as she always does to the whisper of the dark tiefling heritage that flows in her veins. Uses every effort to suppress the tangle of rage in her soul, which the mysterious power has latched onto. Fights this force just as she has always fought the dark legacy of her tiefling blood. I don't think Liz has fought her tiefling heritage at all. We often, when we use the web, we literally call out that it's because of our tiefling heritage. So I'm gonna just try to suppress the rage, center myself, be a monk. By force of will, the commander pushes her anger down as deep into her soul as she can. The attraction rapidly weakens in response, as if the mysterious enemy can no longer sense the commander and concentrate its efforts on her. The apparition proceeds, leaving the commander wondering whether it was reality or a nightmare. Fucking spooky. Hey, how do we, ooh, exit area. Wait, this guy wanted to talk, right? Let me go talk to that guy. Is he a cleric? We might need some heals. I don't know. I feel like our party makeup is pretty squishy. Oh, hey! Knight Commander, how can I help? There's much I could do, just ask. Nora looks at you with eyes filled with enthusiasm. She's holding a notebook and a traveler's inkwell. You've probably heard about... Oh, this is me. You've probably heard about the wound I have, the one that's sometimes open in my chest. Can you perhaps tell me what kind of demonic curse this is? You know, this makes sense too. As Liz wakes up from that nightmare, maybe she would seek out, you know, some comfort and try to find some knowledge. Yes, indeed. I've been told of your affliction. Near appears at the center of your chest. Can you will the wound to open? No, that's a shame. What can you tell me about it? Well, it's difficult to say. I know of blades that leave never-healing cuts, or poisons that stop wounds from healing. I've heard of witches' curses that are rewards for eternal wounds, but wounds that seem to reopen and heal over time. Do you think it's dangerous? It's most likely dangerous, but you are under the protection of Iomade, Commander. She granted you mythic power, as they say. Surely the Inheritor would not leave you to face this alone. Have you perhaps noticed that the wound opens at moments when you waver in faith? Perhaps it's triggered by doubt. Frowning, Nura looks at you with sincere concern. I don't know. Tell me about yourself. Oh my! I could tell you so many amazing things, and you chose the most boring one of all. But all right, about myself then. Where are you from? Isker, small piece of land that proudly calls itself a country. Though it has been independent for a single day, though it hasn't been independent for a single day in all the centuries it's existed. They have lots of national parades, but all of it is borrowed. Always looking to the great day when we can at one last be free. The Skiri love talking politics. If two of them start bargaining over beats at the market, you can be sure that they'll end up arguing about whether an independent Iskar will be a monarchy or a republic. I've always found it funny to listen to, and a little disgusting. You see, there are a lot of us halflings in the country, but very few citizens. Most are slaves. I was lucky. I've always been clever ever since I was little, so they sent me to school instead of making me do grunt work. They taught me to count and write, and I was sold as a secretary to Lord Axelar Tresbutt. He is the one I left Iskar with, never to return, I hope. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Can she not join our party? Info. Can I rob you blind? I mean, I guess I could do this looting later as well. I don't think this is going anywhere. Can we ever go back to the tavern, or is the tavern lost to us at this point? Not a party member, thank goodness. Hey, she seems like she could be a fun character. I had an idea for a halfling in D&D. If we ever do another session, I'm thinking about being a druid halfling. But my thing is, I walk around with a big paintbrush. You know that there's a hero in Smite and there's a hero in Dota 2. They both have really fucking big paintbrushes.
Wait for me there,
and I thought that would be cool to be a little character, and then you have a paintbrush holstered on your back and you just pull it out and start painting. I think it'd be cool as fuck. Hey, I'm gonna respec real fast, YouTube. I'm gonna be cut here. Okay, fuck yeah, we're done. Let me show you what we changed. It was a lot. Liz is now a summoner. That's the main one. We've kind of been going in this direction anyway, but whenever I cast spells, nothing really seems to happen. So here's what we're gonna do. Every rank, we're gonna grab a summoning spell. Not for every slot, okay? We'll still throw in some other stuff here and there. Like Stone Call was fucking awesome last episode. Roots is awesome. And we have a new summoning ability, Nature's Ally 3, that we'll throw in here too. So this will be our main setup now. We redid our character. We still have Hammond, obviously. Hammond's not going anywhere. Unless he did. I have to level him up again, motherfucker. But instead of our point blank and precise shot, which I wasn't getting any value of at all, we now have a spell focus on conjuration, augment, summoning, and superior summoning. My mythic feats didn't change. We still have the mirror image thing, and we still have mythical beast for Hammond to make him really strong. All right, Hammond, let's rebuild you. Whoa, I'm getting rich. And I don't even know what to spend it on. Get the heavy armor in Terrablade's tent. Okay. Oh, motherfucker. Did they unequip everything on Hammond? Oh, they sure did. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's get you kitted back out. I noticed your AC looked a little low. There you go. 27 AC. Where's your barding? 29 AC on Hammond. What a monster, dude. What a fucking monster. I'm so goddamn proud of him. Chat's been telling me to come into this tent because there's some good armor in here. And it looks like they were right. Half plate. 10 AC. Half plate of vigor. Half plate grants the wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to constitution. Sela! Looking good, Sela. 26 AC on Sela now. Nice. We can get rid of your full plate. Throw that shit out. It's heavy. That's 50 pounds. I have to find our cleric before we leave. I should at least hear him out, see what he's all about. However, I'm directionally challenged at the moment.
Forwards. No.
Where was the blacksmith? Oh my god, I can't even find the blacksmith. Commander's tent. Chapel tent. I was just in there. Field medic. Oh, is he a field medic?
No secrets can escape my prying gaze.
Wait, I found a secret? Oh my god, I was lost for like 25 fucking minutes. That's him, right? Oh, good afternoon, Commander. Thank you for finding the time to speak to me. The dark-skinned man with a friendly smile looks you right in the eye. He is clean-shaven and his clothing and equipment are impeccable. From his shiny boots to his ironed collar. What did you want to talk about earlier? I have a personal request. While we're still in the vicinity of Canabras, I'd like to visit the martyr Zacharias' cemetery nearby. I want to attend the funeral of my friend from the Temple of Shellen, who died defending the city. And if that isn't too much to ask, I'd like you to accompany me when I honor their memory. Their friends and relatives will be there. Who knows, perhaps the commander's own presence will be a small consolation for them. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful. I don't want you in my party anymore. Okay, bud. Will do. We could do that. Also, I'll go talk to the other guy who wanted to talk to me. I guess we're just having a nice, cozy episode with a lot of dialogue.
What's in wait for me?
How do I get so turned around? Lyoter Hawkblade. Commander. A tall man with piercing yellow-green eyes gives you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title and thank you for your time in advance. I am Lyoter Hawkblade, the Inquisitor of the Church of Iomedae, the bringer of light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Daeran Arinde. Okay. I asked what brought him here. I ask you to assist the Church of Iomedae in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I am calling upon you. The Inquisitor's open face instantly reveals his feelings. He frowns and looks through you, lost in his thoughts for a moment. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Arande's story. I refer to the tragedy at Heaven's Gate Estate. Yeah. You're investigating that case? Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened at the estate and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a long time ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev before the Worldwound. Yet on that day, I turned into a labyrinth house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the discretion. I wanted to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seems odd. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did no one send to Canabras for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead with their heads cut off when we got to the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the estate? We're said to be immune to any disease. The demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses. Why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? You are the only person who can help me, Commander, because you are the only living witness of those events that is currently serving in your army. Because the only living witness of those events is currently serving in your army. Your army route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout all the years, and only the Count has the power to break the seal. He is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside, and in any case, he won't like me sniffing around the family seal. But if you, as his commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he will be obligated to fulfill it, and I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and a myriad of loopholes in humans' life that forces of evil can use to their advantage. I am not sure which one of these led the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid the kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I'm asking for your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. If you've already been there several times, what do you expect to find now? I was a young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I first visited Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I have paid dearly for that. Loitier makes a vague gesture, pointing at his scars. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present at a place when the event in question happened. This is why I must return to Heaven's Edge. Why can't you search without involving me? The estate has been abandoned and sealed. Yeah, containment magic. So you expect that he's hiding something. Do you think he summoned those demons there? I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. That's probably a good thing. There is a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arende wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common malice in our country at the time. Prelate Tolran himself examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything awry with him. Have you questioned him yourself? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident due to severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning when they appeared at the celebration to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Selena. That was all he could tell me. Loitier pauses. We had found the young Count sleeping like a log on the floor of one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family's wine cellar by himself. There was no reason to disbelieve him on the matter. Well, okay. I'll help you. What do you need me to do? Overseer bows his head to you with exceptional reverence. Thank you, Commander. Now I ask that you speak to the Count and tell him you wish to see Heaven's Gate. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it is time to travel to the estate. When you get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observing my actions as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. I will remain here for a while. I'm gonna head out.
Wherever my leg.
Hey, Daeran! I'd love to visit your old home someday. Doesn't that sound fun for you? Doesn't that sound like something you want to do, Daeran? Just let me go into where your family was massacred? Oh, I was about to mention it myself. I've been thinking, now that I'm in the middle of this whole crusade nonsense, I simply must devise new ways to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped out of my mind. What if we were to celebrate it at Heaven's Edge? It's not far from here, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Daeran seems to have trouble getting the words out of his which clearly indicates how rarely he has to ask for anything. Well, since you're my superior and I'm your advisor, I'm obliged to ask your permission to leave for the festivities, and I want to invite you. I'm sure Commander can free up the afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Great deal. Perfect. We'll have a ball. I'll make sure of it. Something strange flickers in Desmond's smile. Okay. Maybe that is the first place that we shall go in the next episode. Nice cozy night of dialogue around the fire. We've been here for an hour. Can you believe it? Lot to take in as we enter this new act, but the road lies ahead of us. I want to see the map. I suppose if he's coming, I have to put him in my party and level him up at some point. That's probably a good idea. Maybe I do that now. Let's see if we can even go there yet. It's a little too far for now. I like that they give you plot lines that you can like strive to do in the future, but it certainly does not help with organizing episodes. The Nameless Ruins, Heaven's Edge. You now control armies on the global map. Can I travel here? The path to this location is unknown. The Nameless Ruins, the path to this location is unknown. So in order to start scouting, do I just... There's someone on the road, get ready. Oh shit. I didn't mean to hit the button. Magical anomalies are common in the world of Glorian. So common that they use the word anomaly itself is quite questionable. Regular city dweller will enter a chaotic manifestation of supernatural power at least once in their lifetime. One might naturally assume the strange sky, the ghostly fire from rifts in the ground, and the rain of eyeballs, all that the Worldwound is known for, should find some purchase in the mortal mind. But even the most worldly of travelers feel uneasy at its borders. Why? Perhaps insistently, they understand that this place is not merely a magical wasteland, but a wound, an ulcer, through which the world itself bleeds into the abyss. The commander and her army walk up the high bank of the West Salin River, where it draws near the border of the Worldwound. The soldiers' feet halt unbidden. On the other bank rises a series of cliffs, too regular in shape to have been formed by wind or water. The sky hangs over the sharp edges and sickening bends. The shade of mercury on the horizon rising into dirty rust. As it arches above the soldiers' heads, it regains a familiar azure hue. A whisper sweeps through the ranks and soon turns to a grumble. The commander gives the signal to wait and climbs to the highest point along the bank. Then she decides to... Diplomacy. Address the soldiers and boost their morale. Failed diplomacy. Shit, that looks really bad on the right. That looks really, really bad on the right. The commander addresses the troops, reminding them of the importance of their mission and their greatest battles that lie ahead. But the soldiers do not seem inspired. They knew what they were signing up for, but the psychic burdens of knowing the doom ahead and of trusting a new, unfamiliar commander to lead them on the plains apart. The reluctant army continues on this way. Lines of soldiers step wearily beneath the shroud of low black clouds. It's like the Worldwound has reached out a finger into the lands of Mendev. The gesture seems eerily harmless, but then the clouds come to life. Shooting out howling tornadoes one after the other. The tornadoes come from all sides, from ahead, behind, and right above the soldiers' heads. Confused and disoriented, the soldiers run through the wall of deadly storms. One by one, the elements drag them away into the sky or cast them down the cliffs and into the river. In the first half hour of the tornado attack, the army has already lost several people, and the wounded number in the dozens. The commander struggles to restore order for a time. It is their first encounter with the Worldwound, and the army has already suffered losses beyond just soldiers. They have also been sapped of the nebulously yet potent essence that some call morale. Gathering their strength, somehow the army continues to move forward. Well, that's good. That's pretty good. That started out pretty strong. Feeling pretty good about that. Hey guys, you're doing great. And then we get a fucking tornado attack. Or you get me to this camp. Path to this location's on. Fuck you. It's not unknown. Oh. Do I have to move? I think I see. I don't want to enter the location. I have to scout out how to get to these. Need a following companion to enter this. Oh, I still haven't uncovered the path. I need to go further. And then cut in. This is the Houndheart campsite. Your character is fatigued. A fatigued character cannot charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity. After complete rest, a fatigued character are no longer fatigued. Yes, I would like to begin resting. Everybody chill. I think I bugged it. Have we arrived? Hello? Continue? I would like to enter this location. I believe this is where we're going to find a lost wedding ring that one of Sela's friends lost at this location. I believe that's correct. But it will wait for next episode. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll continue in just a moment. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for being here. Please remember to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And I hope you enjoyed the cozy episode where we were getting to know some of our new companions. This place has a lot of demons here, if it's the place I'm thinking of. That's literally why he lost the ring. So maybe we'll get ourselves into a little bit of combat. Take care. Have a good night. Goodbye.